Howdy and welcome to another update on SolarGetsPowerful. So it's been about a week, and normally I was going to do some more updates, but with New Year's and some things that I'm going to get into, I just haven't really had the time or the urge to really post anything. So the second week was filled with a lot of good and bad, and let me tell you about that. So just going over the bad. So Monday, I tried to do yet again kind of like the touch and go with a little bit of pause kind of thing for 5x5 on the bench with 190, and it didn't really work out. I failed the reps again. The first two I can get 5, and then after that I seem to only really be able to put up 4. And it just didn't work out, and I got a little angry, and just kind of did some random workouts, and it just wasn't satisfying. Then on another day, Thursday, right after New Year's, when I was still a little less than optimal, I really hurt myself on deadlifts, like really badly, and not on anything that was really all too heavy. I mean, I think it was like 325, and I just plastered my back, and I had to take, let's see, that Thursday I rest, Friday was rest, Saturday my back felt okay, barely, and I managed to go and hit a bench instead, so I skipped leg day. Oh, it was the second leg day. Today it feels a lot better, and I can kind of like go through most of my range of motion with a little bit of tweaking here and there, but I am going to the chiro tomorrow before hitting up chest again, and hopefully that'll tweak it up so I can just do go for just kind of like a deload slash variation kind of day, so doing like high bar kind of stuff, more like box squats, kind of practicing ass to grass, maybe not, and deadlifts probably just going lighter and doing higher volume deficits, and just doing that. But in order to fix it up, I kind of devised a little bit of a system, which I'm going to put up here, which I based off of my fantastic leg day that I had on Tuesday. The depth felt really good. I actually bought these, just some compression pants just from the Christmas money, because it's a little cold down here, and I kind of want something to kind of keep my legs warm, and like checking into like the mirrors beforehand and seeing how low I need to do. I managed to get solid depth and managed to work up to 260 and did that twice, and that felt really good. And as you see by the program that I have up here, kind of like the layout that I'm going to try to do is kind of start with about something I can do about 5 times, so around 80% to 82, 83-ish, which should be around your 5 rep max, and then increase it by about 4% until it gets to around that 90, and then kind of keep it, almost only tweak it by like 2, so to speak. And that worked out really well, and I felt like it was, that gives me high enough intensity without it being too straining, and it kind of like works up to it rather than like just slamming myself with heavy sets all the time. And even afterwards, I had enough juice to work out a 270 and for one, which is 10 pounds under my 1 rep max. But after doing heavy sets of triples, that's pretty good. So I felt really good about that. And then I did that again yesterday for the heavy bench triples. I started here. This is what it looked like for that day. And again, I started at something that I feel comfortable for the 5 rep max, kind of working my way up to 205 kind of thing. And it's a little bit slower than I usually do for bench. Sometimes I just slap on 5 and kind of thing, but that felt really good. I didn't miss a single one. The 205s felt a little heavy, but with how my back was a little tweakish, it's pretty amazing that I got all that up. So I set up something really similar, and probably next week I'll go over how I'm going to do deadlifts, because I'm still not entirely sure, but it's going to be a very similar system to that. And I'm going to try to, work that up, and I think like test, because the percentage isn't to a working max, it is my actual 1 rep max. So I'm not like deloading 95% and calculating off of that. This is just 100. So I feel like this is pretty good. And the way that I'm going to progress is that every month, or about like every 4 completions of like the little cycle, so it's like a little 4 cycle, having then whenever the day of the triples is where I test for 1 rep maxes and then recalculating to that, get the 80% or whatever that, and crank out the 4%. And I feel that's really good. I'm not really going to track the weight for any of the other accessories, so like for bench, like I'm doing a lot of close grip to really just slam the hell out of my triceps and really get those up to snuff. And trying a little bit of box squats, not really liking those. It sucks that I hurt myself, but you know, what can you do? I mean, after 3 years, this is probably the only time that I've really seriously hurt myself. I mean, like I've been in pain, I've had soreness, but I haven't like hurt myself. And you know, it's just something that happens, and it's gonna be a bit of a roadblock, but I'm feeling okay about it. So that's that. That's the update for now. It's been 14 days into it, and still just trying to work out how to kind of like progress and how to not stall now that I'm doing heavier weight than I'm used to, and you know, doing everything twice a week. Sometimes your body doesn't have enough chance to fully recover, and so it's good. I feel like it's good, and I've even been progressing a lot on my accessory lifts, so that has to mean something, right? So uh, that's that. Um, I may have some videos of me benching or squatting this week. Hopefully, I want to actually have like in-gym content rather than just kind of this stuff, just because I think it's more helpful for me, maybe helpful for anyone who actually is watching, if that's kind of like an entertainment factor or just kind of like a learning thing. Because I feel like my bench is pretty strong. I think, you know, 225, you know, almost like starting out training, is pretty good for a 146 body weight. So in the meantime, let's just hope my back feels even better tomorrow, and hopefully I can get some decent videos, some high volume recovery squats. So see you when I see you.